Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered if we're truly alone? For centuries, that question has driven humanity to explore the cosmos. Now, with the most powerful space telescope ever built, NASA's James Webb Space Telescope, we're getting closer to an answer than ever before, and what it just found might change everything you thought you knew about the universe. Get ready, because this is a big one. The James Webb Space Telescope, or JWST, is an absolute marvel of engineering. Launched on Christmas Day in 2021, it's a million miles from Earth, peering into the deepest, most ancient parts of our universe. Its giant golden honeycomb mirror allows it to see in infrared, which means it can look through clouds of cosmic dust and see the very first stars and galaxies forming, something the Hubble Space Telescope could only dream of. Its purpose is to answer some of the biggest questions we have. How did the universe begin? How do galaxies evolve? And most excitingly, could there be life on other planets? Recently, the JWST pointed its powerful eye towards a star system just 120 light years away, which is practically our cosmic backyard. The star is called K218, a red dwarf, which is smaller and cooler than our Sun. But it's the planet orbiting this star, K218b, that has the entire scientific community buzzing. This planet is what we call a super-Earth. It is bigger than our planet but smaller than gas giants like Neptune, and it sits right in the middle of its star's habitable zone. What's the habitable zone, you ask? Think of it as the Goldilocks zone. It's the perfect distance from a star where the temperature is just right, not too hot, not too cold for liquid water to exist on a planet's surface. And as we know, here on Earth, liquid water is the key ingredient for life as we know it. So finding a planet in this zone is always a huge deal, but K218b is special. We've known about it for a few years, and previous observations with Hubble suggested it might have water vapor in its atmosphere. But JWST was about to take a much closer look. Using its incredibly sensitive instruments, the telescope stared at the planet as it passed in front of its star. By analyzing the starlight that filtered through the planet's atmosphere, scientists can figure out exactly what gases are present. It's like cosmic fingerprinting, and the fingerprint they found on K218b was astonishing. First, they confirmed the presence of carbon-bearing molecules like methane and carbon dioxide. This is exciting because these are the building blocks of life. But then they found something else, something completely unexpected. The data showed a possible detection of a molecule called dimethyl sulfide, or DMS. Now, that might not sound like a big deal, but here on Earth, DMS is almost exclusively produced by life. Specifically, it's produced by phytoplankton in our oceans. Think about that for a second. A molecule that on our planet is a strong sign of biological activity may have just been found on a distant world. This is the first time we've ever detected a potential biosignature like this on a habitable zone exoplanet. The scientific community is understandably cautious but incredibly excited. Is this definitive proof of alien life? Not yet. The DMS detection is still tentative and needs more confirmation. There could be some unknown geological or chemical process that we haven't considered that might produce DMS without life, but the fact that it's there at all is a game changer. It pushes the search for extraterrestrial life into a whole new gear. So what does this planet K218b actually look like? Based on the data, scientists are now calling it a Hycean world. This is a relatively new and theoretical type of planet, a hot water-covered world with a hydrogen-rich atmosphere. Imagine a planet with a vast global ocean, much deeper than any on Earth, under a thick, hazy sky. It's not exactly like Earth, but it's a world where the conditions for life could be just right. The presence of both liquid water and a potential biosignature like DMS makes K218b one of the most compelling targets in the search for life beyond our solar system. What happens next? Scientists are already planning more observations. They're going to use JWST's other instruments to stare at K218b for even longer, hoping to get a clearer, more definite signal of DMS. They'll also be searching for other biosignatures, other chemical clues that could point to a living, breathing ecosystem on this distant ocean world. Each new piece of data will help us build a more complete picture of this fascinating planet. This discovery really puts things into perspective. For all of human history, we have been limited to studying life on just one planet, our own. Now we are standing on the brink of being able to study the potential for life across the galaxy. The JWST is not just a telescope. It's a time machine and a discovery engine. It's showing us that the universe is even more complex and interesting than we ever imagined. The building blocks of life are abundant, and worlds that could potentially harbor it might be more common than we thought. Think about the implications. If life is confirmed on K218b, it would mean that life isn't a unique fluke that only happened here on Earth. It would suggest that life might be a common, natural outcome of the laws of chemistry and physics, ready to spring up wherever the conditions are right. That would be one of the most profound discoveries in the history of science, fundamentally changing our place in the universe. Of course, we have to manage our expectations. Science is a process of careful investigation, not wild speculation. The teams working on this are double checking, triple checking, and challenging every piece of data. That's how good science is done. But the initial excitement is real and justified. This is precisely what the James Webb Space Telescope was built for, to push the boundaries of our knowledge and to tackle the biggest questions we can ask. So the next time you look up at the stars, remember K218b. Remember that out there, orbiting a faint, distant star, there might be a world with vast oceans, a thick atmosphere, and maybe, just maybe, something living in its waters. The search is on, and thanks to the incredible power of the James Webb Space Telescope, we are closer than ever to finding an answer. The universe is speaking to us, and we are finally learning how to listen. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible cosmic journey today. What do you think about this discovery? Could this be it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love exploring the wonders of the universe as much as I do, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into the cosmos. Until next time, keep looking up.